Once carved in stone, a lion's gaze guarded Earth's sacred codes until shadow hands chiseled away her truth and crowned the serpent king. Machiwa, holy ones. I welcome you to this positive guardian frequency. I welcome all of you to this transmission of spirit. All of you Lyran Starseeds, all Starseeds coming on in. Representing, right? Thank you guys. And that reference at the opening was connected to the Sphinx, one of the largest sculptures on planet Earth, representing Team Lyra, homies, the guardian races who actually seeded the human race on planet Earth. Stay tuned, you guys. You want to stay to the rest of this show as we talk about the history of feline cat people, or these beings from outer space, from other dimensions, other realities, who have been worshipped, who are being, something that is a positive influence in many cultures on Earth, and how this drama of feline guardian versus reptilian dragon forces, or even Anunnaki and Illuminati forces in consciousness. It has been an ancient battleground. It has been something that has been throughout our history, because our history is actually much more ancient than we've been told by the mainstream. So we will talk about some of the things that you can notice when you start to put it all together. Yeah, the Sphinx is actually connected to who we are. It's connected to the ancient Egyptians, what was connected to Atlantis, which is connected to us. So thank you guys for joining us. Just want to make sure this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I know there will be different opinions, but this is coming from the Emerald Order point of view. Let me pull this in and get this started. Just like I told you guys, I got a white candle because someone had an issue with my red candle. Okay. And this is for, historically candles have been used for meditation, for relaxation, for weddings, for celebrations. It's a positive thing. So someone didn't like the color red, we're going to use white. You're going to argue about the color white, maybe even. Or maybe I shouldn't be using any candle. There we go. How's that? Is that good enough for you? Regardless, thank you guys for being here. This is an important topic when it comes to the human race, when it comes to our true heritage. And yeah, we're going to have all kinds of starseeds helping planet Earth. But the one that actually is representing who the human race is and representing planet Earth, because all these starseeds have their origins and their planets. This is the Lyran planet, and we're going to talk about that in great detail. I don't like to talk while I'm putting down the incense. It's frustrating later, so let me put it on down right away. How are you doing, homies? Write it in the comments, because this is a community. A friendly, loving, kind community. A lot of you who resonate with these teachings are one of these starseeds, one of these indigo children. The trailblazers, the wayshowers, the ones who are meant to help guide others into their, help the ascension process, help the healing process and awakening that's happening. So, there we go. Got this going on. Spiritual hygiene. This cleansing and protecting. Put that intention in your thoughts. See it in your mind. Cleansing, protecting. Cleansing, protecting. Machiwa. Purify. Machiwa, Holy Ones. Thank you for that, Holy. It's co-creation with the frankincense, co-creation with benzoin, copal, amber, Palo Santo. Thank you guys for being with me. This is a live recording, so let me just say hello to all of our brothers and sisters coming in. I missed you guys. And sorry for the delay. I was trying to be on time. It was just putting my notes together. I'll be reading some of my notes, referring to them. We're not too bad off tonight. Eddie family, Machiwa Star family, blessings, Holy One, and your family. Thank you for holding space here with us. We also got Indigo Wizard, yo, brother, Machiwa. One of our moderators in the house. Thank you, brother, for being here. There's like 5-6 moderators, so we, for the most part, it's a very positive experience here in chat. But every now and then, we'll get trolls, and they'll want to cause problems and bring in negative vampiric energies, and this is for the rest of you. Like, I would just ignore them, but this is for you and the community, so we don't have, have someone interrupting our spiritual mojo, right? Interrupting these code 11111. OMG, 111 views and 11 chat rate. I know you guys don't see the chat rate, but I see that right now. Machiwa. Synchronies. Lining up right at the beginning of the show. 11111. Oh, shit. And 999 chat revenue so far. But that's another, wow, 33 likes. What's going on? 999 chat revenue, 33 likes, 111 views. Now it's 114, but it was. Now 11 chat rate. You guys, this is going to be something interesting. That's like special synchrony of synchrony. Pay attention to the synchronies, Holy Ones. Machiwa. And that's just now. Maybe there's going to be a whole bunch more synchronies lining up tonight. Thank you, Indigo Wizard and 369 Shama in the house. Machiwa to you, Holy One. Sun Champ in the house. Hello to you. Yo, tribe. Aaron White. Hey, fam. Sup, says Leo. Leo. Tribe of Judah. Lion. The sign of Leo. What's up, brother? Robin Kirk in the house. And already sending those positive loves. Thank you, Star Sister. I love you. Bless you. And if you guys see how she tagged Christos Avatar TV, please put that in your message if you have a question. And Lieutenant in the house. Machiwa family. All right. Sarah Burchett in the house. One of our Star Sister moderators, Sarah Holder. Machiwa. Blessing, sister. Big hugs. Thank you for your positive vibes. Thank you for help with your service to others. Blessings. So happy to have you. Glow in the dark. Machiwa. Purple Mercury. Yes, yes, yes. Aaron White. Can someone tell me what Machiwa means? Machiwa is, I'm Anuhazi. And that's one of my light language. And I hadn't noticed it, but I started saying Machiwa. It started, as I grew into the teaching, started awakening on my journey, I started saying Machiwa, kind of like a bilingual thing, like I'm speaking English, but I'm also speaking Anuhazi. I do the Anuhazi affirmations, but Machiwa is a positive word, has probably a couple different meanings, like the same as other words, but it's definitely a positive frequency, and I align with it. A lot of people who are saying it align with it, so it's just a warm, friendly blessing greeting. Machiwa. Game Master, Machiwa. Indigo Whispers of Wisdom. That tag doesn't work anymore, Holy One. You got to put TV at the end of that. Since I changed my name, I just added TV at the end of that. Much love to you, though, Holy One. Pink Lemon in the house. Machiwa loves. Thank you, girl. That donation was coming from Indigo Wizard. Thank you, brother. Karaya Satala Missions. Team Indigo in the house. Thank you, brother, for that support. And I see 11 likes to your donation. That's another 11. What's going on tonight, right? Stay tuned to find out, Holy Ones. Thank you so much for supporting this work, brother. And Indigo Jamie Christar says, I'm a blue feline avian, Machiwa. And when I started making my artwork, like the one you see in the picture of this video, one of my first ones, this picture of the video is also being sold on my Etsy shop. So if you like it, check out my Etsy shop. You can get a small one, a large poster size one. Put it on your wall. What's up, homies? Represent. Plus, it's cool artwork. If you know, Machiwa. And yeah, I started making them blue. Some people had a problem with that. They're not blue. According to you? First of all, I want to say, yes, the teachings doesn't say the color of their skin. They do talk about the blue humans, though, the Maharaji, and the blue angels, the Azarites, both coming out of the blue flame. So is the Lyran Anuhazi, the first race of the blue flame. And I want to say, in my spiritual journey, in my experiences, in my visions, I am clairvoyant. I have seen these beings as blue skin. Every single time I've seen a Lyran, a lion, cat person, feline, alien, extraterrestrial, guardian, they had blue skin. Just saying. So when someone started saying comments like that, I started making them with different skin tones. You know, so I'm not trying to be a distraction for someone else. And just to say at the beginning of this, video tonight, there's, for example, we live in 15 dimensions of reality. We exist within the time matrix that has 5 density levels. This entire matrix is 950 billion years old. Is there a whole bunch of cat species? Surely, including some of the ones called the leonines. There's that word Leo, leonines, 9 lives. But these are some of the beings that are being worshipped by the ancient Egyptians. Not to mention Sekhmet and Maphteth and all these other names that we'll talk about. But this video is about one specific feline race, the 12th dimensional Anuhazi. You don't just call them Lyrans. What is Lyran? That's not a race name. That's a star system reference that they're coming out of Lyra. It's kind of rude to say, hey, American, hey, Hindu. That's rude, right? We're not saying it's rude to say Lyrans. I'm just saying, let's put it in perspective here. We're talking about a race, and their name is Anuhazi. There's leonines and millions of other species out there. If there's billions, literally 25 billion guardians, planets, that are in the Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, then you better believe there's probably not just billions of alien races, but trillions of different alien races. Because we're not just talking about one galaxy, which itself, one galaxy has trillions of stars. And if there's trillions of galaxies times trillions, how many feline races are there really? Probably a mind-boggling. Because I'm only going through and saying this because some people are still going to write some negative comments. That's not that race, or this is this race, or they're not called that, they're called this. Brothers, sisters, this video is not about this race, that other race, or maybe that race. This video is specifically about the 12th dimensional, do you even know what that means? The 12th dimensional Lyran Anuhazi, who exist on planet Armentana. And what is Armentana? It is the ascended, the highest ascended level, of planet Earth. Because here's planet Earth in 3D. Planet Tara, she will eventually become Tara. Tara will eventually become Gaia. Gaia will eventually become Armentana. I say eventually from our point of view on Earth. Those levels already exist simultaneously as the Earth level. Earth, Tara, Gaia, Armentana. This is human lineage. This is human hair. Where we come from, how we're connected. And you're going to get all kinds, which is part of tonight's topic, you're going to get all kinds of sources saying, no, humans were created by the Anunnaki. BS. The reptilians created us. No, they did not. The Anuhazi created us, created themselves in lower densities, lower dimensions. It is a line of levels, of multidimensional levels of humans. We have earth humans. We have angelic humans called Ternesium. Then above them are the Orifim. And then above the Orifim are the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi. Above the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi are the Anuhazi. Anuhazi, Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, Orifim, angelic human. That's our origin. Did you notice there's no reptilian there? That's, by the way, the reptilians are gold flame. Humans are blue flame. They did not create us. A gold flame creates a gold flame race. They could steal some of our blue flame DNA, but it's still going to be a gold flame race. But the Anunnaki were also created in the blue flame, even though they're half violet flame. They lived on the violet flame planet, Avion, but they're still considered one of the two primary founder races. Actually, their parents are, which is the Anu Elohim. But they're not related to. We're not directly related. They certainly didn't create us. Those are two different lines: the Anu line and the Anu line. Wait, let me correct myself. The Anuhazi line, did I say that? The Anuhazi line and the Anu line. They're two different lineages. They did not create us. That's a lie, a distortion, a manipulation to say that the Anunnaki created us as gold servants, to mine the golds for them. This is a Zachariah Ascension Illuminati falsification, an intentional manipulation. But you're going to get all kinds of Anunnaki lovers saying, yeah, they created us. No, they did not. Look, this is why. It's almost like proof. Because we're going to be talking about the Great Sphinx of Giza, which was originally, and I'll show you in the teachings, the guardians themselves say had a lion face. No ifs, ands, or buts. The Sphinx originally had a cat lion face. One of the factions against the Christos Lyrans is the Anunnaki. And it was the Anunnaki who started taking over in the ancient Atlantis and ancient Egypt. That is their bloodlines who distorted the face of the Sphinx. They bring us anti-Christos teachings, anti-Christos mythologies, anti-Christos bloodlines. Literally, the Anunnaki were created to kill Christos lineages. They're called the Avengers of Anu. Remember? Anuhazi and Anu. They're avenging for their lord masters, the Anu, the ones who created them. This is according to the Guardians. In Anuhazi, Anunnaki means Avengers of Anu. That makes sense because Anunnaki has the word Anu in it. There's right there in the name. Anu, Anunnaki, they're called Avengers of Anu. But you're going to have New Age saying that it means something else. We're coming from the Emerald Order Guardians. And it is in the Voyagers material. So, it is these ancient pharaohs who are the fallen angelic bloodlines. Those pharaohs sitting on those thrones in those, Giza Plateau are only half human, part human. And in those ancient days, just like they have anti-Christic religions like Christianity, well, they were against, that's crucifying the lion, crucifying the Christ, the Anuhazi Christos guardians, who serve law of one, who serve God, creator gods, not Yahweh, not Allah, not Brahma, not these alien ET gods, not AI gods, the true original creator of life, eternal life. They're against that. They want to sacrifice it, mutilate it, torture it, blood ritual. So while they're canceling out the Christos, cancel out, sacrifice it, they deface the lion, same message, crossing out the lion, the guardians, and putting themselves in front of you, up front. Now it's not the Christos, now it's not the lion, Lyrans, Anuhazi, now it's the Anunnaki, Marduk face, Anunnaki face. Now, instead of a lion, now it's a mythological creature called the Sphinx. It wasn't a hybrid before. It was a lion, not a hybrid. Now it's a hybrid. Now it's representing the fallen angelic factions done by the pharaohs, the rulers, the elite. Machiwa. And you're going to see a pattern tonight in tonight's video about how they've been attacking the lions, the Lyrans. Because we represent the guardians. This is our freaking planet, homies. These are invaders. They're intruder races. They didn't just start in Sumeria either. Sumeria, Babylonia, Acadia, these civilizations of Earth were worshiping these intruder races as their gods, not gods. E.T., in quotes, E.T. gods, AI gods, something other than the actual creator God. Imposter gods, false gods. That's what all of these pagan gods, monotheistic gods on earth, all of them, every single one of them are false alien gods, not the real God. Machiwa. Now, before the live, I made a picture, but let me put it on my computer. One second here, guys. Well, actually, I don't want to do that. It'll take too much time, but I basically made a picture of a lion face on the lion body to give you an idea. You're going to still get people arguing about that. Let them. We don't need to convince them. And just so let me pull up the Sphinx in the Emerald Order, Emerald Covenant, Emerald Order. Originally translated. She's the one that translated the CTT plates. There's a reference to where it's coming from. Not the Dead Sea Scrolls, not some from clay tablets, Billy Carson, but this is coming from holographic disc records. Technology. So, oh, sorry, I wanted to show you the PDF. I want to show you on the screen this book where it's saying that it was a lion face, not a freaking Anunnaki face. That it's obvious that it was carved. And notice, and you don't have to take my word for it, you can search this fact. This is a fact. The head is much smaller than the body. Because they had to remove this big lion head, chop it down, and put a little Anunnaki face on a lion body, right? They had to not destroy the whole Sphinx because they wanted to have something as the imposter god, imposter guardian, imposter consciousness, imposter bloodlines. They had to be still used as a weapon. That's a weapon. Because it was built by the Guardians. And that's exactly what you're going to see here. When I should put it on the screen, let me open both Voyagers 1 and 2 in case some of it's on Voyagers 1. See, I have Voyagers 1 and Voyagers 2. So happy that you guys are here with me. This is our heritage, homies. This is our history. This is our connection. So it is important to do Lyran videos every now and then. Because it's truly a Lyran planet. Lyra, Earth, Tara, Gaia, Armatena. This is our planet. And if you look at us, what does a Lyran look like with 3 strands of DNA? Humans. With 5-strand, 5D, you look like aliens. You look like Syrian aliens with elongated heads. That's angelic humans. You see the difference between a 3-strand and a 5-strand? Well, go into a 9-strand. When you start adding more strands, you're going to look like you start to look feline. Then you add the 12 strands. Now you look like a lion. We don't look like a lion here. We don't look like cat people here because we only have 3 strands. If you removed 1 strand, you're going to be a 2-strand animal feline, whatever that may be. You remove another strand, now you're a subatomic quark, a subatomic particle, a proton, a neutron, an electron. Remove that, now you're space dust. Now you just returned back to source God and got recycled into new life. I made a video about that. Check it out. It's called, the recent one, Unconscious Oblivion versus Ascension. So let me pull this up on the screen. PDFs. What the F? What is that? Okay. Oh yeah, this doesn't have Zoom on it, a Zoom microphone, or Emerald Covenant CD plate translations. Emerald Covenant for life, baby. This is something you can buy physically if you want to. It's overpriced because it's out of print. Out of print books that are popular become scalped for hundreds or more. You don't need to pay hundreds. We give you the link for free. As a matter of fact, my moderators would do that. So what we're going to do is search for Sphinx. If I can spell it right. 44 results in this Voyagers book. This is transparency. I'm showing you transparency so you can see that it's not just me making stuff up. And it's referenced right away in the chapter called Giza to Atlantis. Okay? And I've said this before, it sounds crazy, some people won't believe it, but ancient Egyptians are from Atlantis. Ancient Egyptians are the lineage coming out of Atlantis. They're considered one of the root races. No, there's root races and there's sub races and there's family lines. They're one of the family lines coming out of, or sub races coming out of Atlantis. No wonder Egyptians were brilliant and very mystical and so mysterious around the world, all the things they accomplished. Well, this is one of the things they accomplished, the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Sphinx by the Lyran Anuhazi Cat People, homies, which was done by the Serpent Egyptians. They were called a special bloodline called the Serpent Egyptians, and the Hebrews, of course, and more. So let me go through that. The first monument, let me make sure you guys can see this. Let me push F5. So we already have over 100 people, so that's good. Glad you guys can join us. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. The first monument to be created was the original Sphinx. This building covered the portal to inner earth. Hello. Of course, there's other entrances or portals. There's underground portals, but you can't get through them unless you're actually have a certain bloodline or you call activation. So, but it's being hidden. And I'm sure there's many officials who know this, that there's a portal underneath the Sphinx. And linked directly into the portal passage that led to the Ark of the Covenant, which is a portal passageway, you could say. It's connected to you would say, the Starseed and Earthseed genetic hybridization and spiritual ascension. If you died, you'd be going through your consciousness would be going through the Ark of the Covenant portal passageway, all the way up to 5D Earth or inner Earth. But that's another story. The Sphinx was designed following Anunnaki heritage, having the head of an Anunnaki warrior placed upon the body of a lion sculpture. The lion's body of the Sphinx was a symbolic tribute to the race of beings. Oh, this is interesting. Because I know for a fact it says on another part, either Voyagers 1 or 2, it was originally a cat. 1 second. Oh, that's interesting. It shows you the years. Some people wonder how old is the Sphinx or how old is the Giza. 48,459 years ago. Well, according when this book was printed, so around 48,000 years, man. which was 46,400. Well, there's an exact year, so we don't have to worry about how many years ago. We know the exact year the Sphinx was built in 46,459 BC. There's also reference to the reconstruction of the pyramid, which was had some damage because of the flooding. That the Anunnaki were actually the ones who did the flooding or orchestrated the flooding. That just bothers me. I want to make sure transparency. This is why also I do this, right? Yeah, I'm pretty confident, you guys. I had to, let me see. Sphinx. It's Sphinx. Well, there's only a reference here. Oh, this is interesting too. The Great Pyramid of Giza and the Sphinx, with its curious resemblance to the face of Mars, might also represent remains of visitor presence. But that's all they say, though, on this Voyagers 1. So it's mostly Voyagers 2. So how could I look at this? Let me put the word feline. But there's 22 results. Let me go to the top, because we're going to get to the bottom of this. Unless I was referencing Lisa Renee. Let me make sure. But it does make sense because there was the Syrian Anunnaki, the positive ones before they became dark, who were helping build the Sphinx. I'm looking up the word feline and see if there's a reference to the feline head. Feline hominids, avian cetaceans, Lyran Starseed feline hominid. No, I'll have to find out, you guys. I'm sorry, but just realize that, well, let's go back to where it says they were creating the Sphinx. And we can see who was helping to build it. But I'm pretty confident I've seen a Guardian reference to the Sphinx with the lion head. So this is where I left off. Anunnaki heritage, having the head of an Anunnaki warrior placed upon the body of a lion-like structure. The lion was a symbolic tribute to a race of beings from HU2, that means Density Universe 2 or Harmonic Universe 2, known as the Leonines, which I made a reference to earlier, who were instrumental in laying the early foundations of Anunnaki culture. The Leonine beings from Density 2 were large, upright, fur-covered felines of advanced intelligence, were revered as godlike by the early Anunnaki civilizations. And the Anunnaki of the Syrian, that's who I was referencing. Those were positive Anunnaki. You know, before, and I'm not sure which human seeding this is under. I would have to look up higher, but this might be human seeding, the first human seeding. So, human seeding 2 is when the reptilians came in the picture. But the Anunnaki, this is part of the history you guys will want to read at the beginning of Voyagers, where we were seeded, and part of that seeding was Lemuria, Mu, and Atlantis. And so there was some, this is when the Anunnaki started to creep in through the council. But then this Anunnaki and even a race referencing Elohim were helping, but then they totally turned against us. There was something called the Anunnaki resistance that was developing. And so that was one of the reasons why they made the Sphinx, to show strength against the Anunnaki resistance. So there's two different things going on. We have the Anunnaki of the Syrian Council, right there, positive guardian Anunnaki. Once again, they're not us though. They're just a race from Sirius, Syrian Council. And there's the negative Anunnaki, resistance, who were alone in their conquest. So this is part of our interesting history. And also the Ark of the Covenant, I also mentioned. Larger machines. Oh, the ox. There's a reference to the ox as being used as technology, which is also another thing that was connected to not just 3D energy, but fifth dimensional frequency. And this is how they used this energy, UHF, which stands for ultra high frequency, 5D, fifth dimensional energy from the Ark of the Covenant. And also there was something called the Great Ankh. This is interesting because I just had a conversation with Indigo Wizard about the Ankhs. And that large one was, they were large machines, these Ankhs. And so there it is bolded right there. Both the large and small tools were designed in the shape of an Ankh, which allowed high frequency energy to synthesize in specific ways following the natural laws of interdimensional energy mechanics. And these Ankhs were used to create the Sphinx. You understand, the Sphinx had these giant stones, just like the pyramid had giant stones, and they were used to help build various pyramids and other structures as they were provided the power to reverse. There's the key. Those Ankhs were technology. How did they build the pyramids? With Ankh technology that helped, like UFOs, reverse gravitational pull. Something, like these huge megalith stones were moved from quarries through reverse gravitational pull, which directly affected the particle makeup of the morphogenetic fields of Earth matter substance. When you start talking about morphogenetic fields, that's another science that the Guardians introduced us to. They served as major construction tools, also weather modulators, and also healing tools, and also interdimensional transit devices. Why do you think the Ankhs are considered sacred? Why do you think the Egyptian hieroglyphs have these Egyptians holding Ankhs? Because they were literal, actual tech. So, and there was that reference to the Ceres I mentioned, the special bloodline of Egyptians called Ceres. So, it was designed, the Great Cheops Pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, also this structure was reconstructed and repaired on numerous occasions. By the Anunnaki of the Syrian Council, something called the Anu Melchizedeks, Hebrews, and the Ceres Egyptians. That's who built the pyramids. And we told you how it was built. Oh, not just the pyramids, the Sphinx too. The pyramid was not constructed to serve as a buried tomb, that much later it was used as that. So, now let me look, that's bugging me, so let me look on Lisa Renee's Sphinx, Ascension Glossary, and put Sphinx, face, I'll put the word face. Okay, so that's, anyways, I don't want to get pulled off of this, but anyways, let me go back. Thank you guys. Notice my shirt, Lyran homie, representing the Lyrans, the lions. So It's hard for people to fathom or to imagine that there's aliens that look like cats or felines or lions. So, but this is kind of like coming from a 3D point of view, not a galactic or multi-dimensional point of view. Realize that our lowly, you could say, two-dimensional animal, no, I don't mean two-dimensional, I mean two-strand animals kingdom. The animal kingdom have 2 strands of DNA. A human has 3 strand or more. Depends on your bloodline, but depends on where you're coming from. But most humans have 3. Cats, animal kingdom. The animal kingdom has 2 strands. What do you think the animal kingdom is based on? On higher dimensional strand, multi-dimensional alien races. The animals reflect what's out in outer space. An elephant species, a cat species, a dog species, a reptilian species. We got reptiles for a reason, because those are two-strand species coming from the reptilians are 10-dimensional originally, the highest level. So a little lizard, and the iguana, Gila monster. Those are species who are coming from, they're the lower versions of the higher versions of the dragons and reptilian alien races in Orion. Just like humans are a lower version of the feline cat people. So if there's any animal species on Earth that we are connected to, it's tigers and lynx and pumas and mountain lions and all those jaguar and leopards, panthers. We're mostly connected to cats, you guys. You would say if you love cats like crazy, you feel connected to cats. This is a small positive flag that, hey, you have a connection there. I mean, if you're a starseed, you dwell on certain things for specific important reasons. Well, I feel a very good positive connection to cats, and when I look at my life, cats have been in my life. Even when I wasn't woke as a teenager, I had a Black Panther poster. What did my brother have? A totally different poster, like a rock. He was into hard rock. He didn't have the same posters. I was into crystals and cats. As a teenager, I was into magic, like stage magic. And so that's a reference to Maharaji blue humans. Blue indigo children, skin. In Sirius, they have blue skin. Blue cat people. We look back in our lives and we can see signs of we can take these connections as a guiding, not set in stone, but just as something that can add up to other factors that points you to a connection, a legitimate connection to these races. Lineages, bloodlines. And I've gone over the blood types, but let me check in on chat, you guys. And then I'll start reading some of my notes. Puma clothing. I have 6 cats, rescued 19 in my life so far. There you go, overcomers of all obstacles. Okay, so we have someone called Ozin. Very worried about my brothers and sisters being led by this man who is claiming things that are frankly dangerous. Okay, so we talk about the innerchristos love, for example. Loving all things. I'm a dangerous man. First of all, it's not about me. It's about the Emerald Order teachings. It's not about Ashiana. It's about the Emerald Order teachings. If you have something against me, it doesn't reflect on the Emerald Order teachings. Let's see you have something intelligent to say about debunking Christ consciousness, or talk about the guardian races. You're welcome to send me an email, direct message on Facebook or TikTok, or not TikTok, Instagram. You can leave a comment on one of my videos. Check it out. But when you want to call me a dangerous man, we already see where your mindset is. We already see what your vibration is, Holy One. You know, that's not very Christic of you. You're on a spiritual channel. You most likely have a spiritual background. I'm curious of the values of your teaching. When we're teaching empowerment, we're teaching freedom. They're called the freedom teachings. We're teaching you freedom from the distortions of religion, the distortions of New Age that are actually keeping you disempowered, relying on savior matrices, relying on hierarchy. You know, that's not freedom. That's chosen ones, believers only clubs. We talk about the attitudes of mastery versus the false creeds. Okay, this is what I'm teaching. So also I have 400 and almost 60,000 subscribers, probably more now. I have 91,000 on YouTube, 201,000 on Instagram. So what I'm saying is there's many people who would disagree with you. They don't think I'm dangerous. So you guys, you will get people demonizing me all the time on messages. Not all the time, but they come up, just like this person comes up. And I think you guys can make your own discernment. You have your own ideas. And I want to point out, every single day, brother, every single day, I'm getting people thanking me. Thank you, Anuhazi. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Every single day. I love you, Anuhazi. I love you. Thank you. I think people can decide for themselves. These teachings are based on love, unconditional love, machiwa. Yes, there's certainly spider aliens. You want to check out use that wording and search Vietnam. Because in the Vietnam War, people were reporting spider beings. What's that about? And why do people have a fear of spiders? Maybe because they mutate and distort the human DNA. Well, they also mutate and distort some of the species. There was an original intention of a species, and then there's a distorted, misaligned agenda of a species. And what do spiders do? They are vampires. They're sucking blood. They freeze you. What does a succubus do? They freeze you so you can't move. And then they're drinking you, sucking you. It doesn't mean go hate on all spider species. Come on, that's not the message. But I'm answering this person's connection. It was considered a very malevolent alien species that was in Vietnam. They're in the tunnels, coming out of the tunnels. The Viet Cong reported on them. American soldiers reported these things. Machiwa. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look it up. And I wanted to point out some of the notes. The cat worship and deities throughout ancient cultures, which is, like I said, connecting to these Anuhazi Lyran Cat People. These cat people, cat aliens, is considered conspiracy theory. Let me repeat that. Cat people, cat aliens, is considered a conspiracy theory. Yet, we have the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Hindus, many different cultures worshiping cat beings, or putting up something like the Great Sphinx as a tribute. They're laying tribute or worshiping even these beings from, you call outer space or higher dimensions, beings in the celestial worlds, in the cosmic worlds, in the universal worlds. And so I would think, and even our brother, one of the moderators here, Mr. Madism, he showed not mainstream images. He was there at the Sphinx. He was there on the Giza Plateau. He saw many things they don't show in mainstream images or articles or historical information. Clearly, several different lion type, upright, 2 legs, 2 arms, and even in hieroglyphs, you're going to see these beings. Not a sphinx. Okay, but that's part of the culture, right? So we have hominid or humanoid looking feline cats. These Egyptians were spiritually evolved, much more than they are today. Today we got a bunch of pagan religions as our truth. We're in spiritual bondage, homies. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's what I'm getting to. Now, you're not supposed to worship. That's a distortion that came later. You're supposed to acknowledge where we come from. But the ancient Egyptians started worshiping these beings. And it got all caught up into the negative bloodlines coming out of the Illuminati lines and the Pharaoh lines, the royalties, the elites, started taking over and changing all the spiritual beliefs. And it's even talked about in Voyagers how, was it Akhenaten? One of these Egyptian people were actually trying to unify it into the law of one. But he got murdered. Same with his wife, Nefertiti, right? They got wiped out. Look at the statues of these people. The what they look like. They don't look human, man. Look at some pictures of what they look like. The pharaohs, he was one of the pharaohs that wanted to change it back to the guardian way. Nope, they didn't like that. They assassinated him and turned it back to worshiping deities. So this is just trying to show you in history how this is a real thing. If the Sphinx doesn't speak numbers, that there's a feline statue, a huge ancient statue, and that there's actually gods, that feline cat gods that these beings were worshiping. Bastet. Say it with me. Bastet. The beloved cat-headed goddess of protection, fertility, and the home. Her presence symbolizes the nurturing yet fierce energy of the Lyran Anuhazi guardians. Sekhmet, lion-headed warrior goddess of fire and healing, known for defending Ma'at, cosmic order, often linked with solar consciousness and lion-like power. Tie-in. Just realize that the ancient Egyptians didn't worship cats, because, there's all kinds of cats in the even Egyptian artwork, not just hieroglyphs, but, people showing how there's cats in their living, just like we have cats. They had pets as cats, or, they're revered. They remembered their sacredness, and the feline deities reflect the ancient genetic memory of Lyran guardianship. Hinduism, Narishma and the lion avatar of Vishnu. Narishma, a half lion, half man deity that comes to restore balance and defeat demonic forces. You go, because this is what a lot of Lyran Starseeds have a connection to, or they feel that there's something sacred about these Lyran lion ETs. Even if they don't understand it from an immature point of view, you guys just realize that it is coming from a deep inner awakening within themselves, that connection to these feline beings. And this could be a distorted echo or symbolic memory. You know, the Hinduism isn't all legit, right? So, of the feline ET guardians who once protected humanity from fallen beings. Mesopotamia, we have lots of lion symbolism. And Lamassu, the lion-bodied winged guardian beings with human faces. You know, the ones that are seen as protective entities at gates of palaces, suggesting a similar guardian archetype as the Lyran Anuhazi. Lion symbolism is power, royalty, divine authority. China, the Fu lions or Fu dogs. Now, I'm not saying all of these are guardian or good, but I'm saying that there's a theme here that we can acknowledge in different cultures, known as Shishi, stone lions, mythical guardian lions placed at temple entrances, temples, spiritual centers, connected to the divine, said to ward off negative energies or evil spirits, possibly echoing the protective Lyran frequency. While not always feline in behavior, the lion representation as protector of sacred space aligns with the Anuhazi people. Mesoamerica, jaguar deities of the Maya and Aztecs. Jaguars were revered as interdimensional travelers, protectors of sacred realms, and often depicted with celestial qualities. May represent another cultural memory of feline star races who had a strong connection to planetary grids and dream realms. This is just some of the stuff that is extra research that you can find about feline species. It's not something just made up. It's not something I'm a dangerous man making stuff up. This is actually talked about the Lyrans throughout the Voyagers books, throughout the video workshops since 1998. We are the Lyran Guardians. That's what the cat people are. And just some people just freak out because it's a alien or race or something. You know, according to these freedom teachings, the Sphinx predates dynastic Egypt. So we're talking about ancient Egypt, even the Atlantean period, was part of an ancient Lyran Elohai guardian grid system. It symbolizing the D12 Lyran Anuhazi feline race, the high-level guardian Christos guardians who seeded the angelic human genome, which I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Its body orientation alignment it is cosmically attuned to Sirius. It's been connected to Alcyon of Pleiades. It's been changed because of the different seedings of the human race and the cataclysms that occurred that changed the alignment. So when the seeding was starting again, they had to realign it to the planet that our morphogenetic field was coming from. So it was once upon a time Sirius, then it was Alcyon, and now it's coming out of Andromeda. You see, we had to be aligned with the morphogenetic origin. So this is what it meant by alignments. Just like the pyramid is aligned to cosmic mathematics calculations, pointing to certain cosmic things. Well, that's references to aliens, references to origins beyond the Earth system. It's a mystery. It's been an ancient mystery, but it's not really a mystery. This is part of our heritage. It's part of who we are. This has just been forgotten. It's also been covered up and implanted different origins, like the Anunnaki, like the reptilians. These are fallen angelic agendas, you guys, trying to distort our true heritage and alignment. But we do know there is some defacement of the Sphinx thing. The structure has obviously been messed with. And some of the things that you'll see attacking the lion, like reptilians attacking the lion, or serpent forces attacking the lion guardians. Sekhmet represented the solar guardian force, protector of Ma'at. I said that already. But there's also Apep. Apophis, the giant serpent, was the embodiment of chaos and darkness, constantly at war with Ra, Egyptian heritage again. And by extension, Sekhmet. And there's myth patterns, Sekhmet, lion, like Lyran Anuhazi, Apep, serpent, fallen draconian reptilian races. And the I don't know how to pronounce this, RS serpent, Uris serpent, worn by the pharaohs. You know that little serpent that comes out of their headdress? You'll see it in ancient Egyptian. The pharaohs, remember, they're half humans. They're representing the Anunnaki and reptilian lines, not the guardian lines. And a lot of people talk about the Illuminati. Well, there's all kinds of Illuminati factions and races, not just one specifically. There's ones, and these are bloodlines coming all the way through ancient Atlantis and ancient Egypt. And so they're representing, their elites are representing right on their head the serpent. That's their alignment. The reptilian side, the dragon side, the intruder side. They're representing, sitting on thrones, ruling the classes, the masses. And it was worn by the pharaohs, cobra, the serpent on the forehead. Was originally a symbol. It just got adopted by these pharaoh bloodlines, and the Mesopotamian lion guardians versus the serpentine entities. I mean, there's a lot of things you can see in different history, and you look at the iconography. You look at the symbols. It's telling you a story, you guys. And so, let me go. Yeah, here we go. The story is ancient, and even in modern day 2025, we find connections to these lineage, to these spiritual heritage. It's important, and one of the things that you do in your spiritual journey is you awaken your higher chakras, and you start to have these connections, literal connections, not a faith, not a belief, not a hope, but a literal knowing, a literal seeing, a literal experiencing. You won't even need, how people seek some type of confirmation, or they're trying to get something that is a sign when you won't need a sign, or you won't need someone else to tell you. You will find it within yourself. And in my own personal journey, I found it. I saw it. I experienced it. And I even saw myself as a Lyran, as a feline, blue skin, very tall, and more than once, several times I've seen, and not just myself, I saw families, I've seen groups, multitudes of these beings. And so some of the people that I know personally have also shared these stories with the same things that matched with mine. What I saw, they saw. They saw these races, and they saw the connections on Tara and what they look like, and that they don't really look human like we look like. They're more alien-like. They're taller. They're immortal. They're going to have different type of appearance. So it's an alien-like appearance, what we think of as alien. Machiwa. Let me go back to the comments, you guys. Yeah, you're right, Inleton. And look at what those symbols mean. I mean, so we talk about different Illuminati bloodlines. One of them in ancient Egypt was called the serpent kings. And so this is actually what's aligned with Thoth. This is what Thoth is coming out of. All right, let's go back to Voyagers and find this. So let me pull that up. Serpent Kings. Did I misspell it? Let me put serpent. Actually, let me go to Intruder races and then start looking for serpent. Yeah. We'll find all the references to serpent. The Zeta races, serpents, Omicrons, Odedicrons, Marduk has serpent references. Enlil, Jehovah Anunnaki. So Inky. All right, so I know it's Inky. Notice the word Thoth. Associations. What are they? What are their Illuminati races? So there was actually a reference at the top, I believe. No? Maybe they don't use the word serpent. Kings. Let's do this. Let's go to here and put in kings. Kings. King. Because I know it has the word king in it. Kings. Dragon Kings. Dragon Kings. Leviathan. Illuminati lines. Vite Kings. Hyksos King Knights Templar. Atalan Kings, Larsa Kings, Saxon, the Vikings again, Viking Kings, Larsa Kings, Hyksos Kings, Miniite Hyksos Kings, Hassa, Egyptian Kings. You see, the Illuminati goes way, way back. Some people say it's only a few hundred years. No. It's goes out tens of thousands of years ago. Osiris kings, Scarab kings. These are freaking. There it is. That's what I was looking for. So I finally found it, man. The Snake Brotherhood kings coming out of ancient Egypt, where the Thoth comes out of. Where are these aliens that look like partially? Let me show you in the Photoshop. There's our beautiful Lyrans. Let me look for the Snake Brotherhood Kings. Snake Brotherhood. ETs, man. On Earth, they're going to look like humans a bit. But on their planet, they definitely look like insectoid serpent creature beings. So let me find something like that. So they're part Zeta and they're part serpent, part insectoid. And it says in the book they have black hair. So this is something that exists on planet Nibiru. Machiwa. But some people are worshiping these snake beings. They were worshiping them in ancient Egypt. And so this is where the concept comes from. These are the overlords who are ruling the who the Illuminati, like, you know, Snake Brotherhood Kings is representing this race. This is the actual race that's in power of those, you know, those bloodlines. Calling the shots, so to speak. And this is my own artwork. Messing around, trying to create representations or depictions of what the exact description I found in the Voyagers book. Like, if you look, let me show you. Let me go back to the Intruder races, inky Intruder races. Inky Anunnaki, Inky, Omicron, Dedicron, Marduk. It's almost like the last one. Yeah, it's like the last one. Pleiadian, Luciferian, Tolthinki. Black-haired. These Inky have black hair, just like I put in my picture. Tan skin. If you noticed, I put them with tan skin. Hook noses. Notice their noses look like those typical hook noses in some of the races on Earth. And they're humanoid. That means they have arms and legs, eyes, mouth, like a human. Insectoid, part insect. You'll see because of the Zeta in their DNA. The Zeta Gray aliens in their DNA. The Luciferian seed race called the Emilian is in their DNA. And the Zephylium insectoid race is in their DNA. Which is basically the same as saying Zeta Reticuli. So you see that description. And then look at my artwork. And that's where it's coming from, a Guardian description. So I'm trying to do a good job and trying to represent it. They're not pretty. They're not like, I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but come on, some of these are pretty scary looking. So this is Inky. What people are worshiping in the New Age, the ones on Nibiru. Okay? Tan skin, black hair, hook noses. Well, that one doesn't look like a hook nose. Let me see. Some of them, there's a hook nose. See the hook nose thing going on? I'm not making fun of noses. I'm just saying a description of what these beings really look like. And this is based on the Emerald Order descriptions, or Emerald Order teachings. Machiwa. I put different hair. Sometimes I gotta change it or play around with it, right? But yeah. Mokasia. Inky Anunnaki. They're really serpent. Why do you think they call themselves on Earth serpent kings? Okay? There's your brother being praised. Inky Anunnaki. Down here, they look like humans. On their planet, they look like this. Okay? So, what do the Lyrans look like? You know, that's tonight's video. Let me show you some of that. Lyran Anuhazi Machiwa. I have different pictures, different versions of Lyran Feline Cat People. This is part of my message. I'm trying to bring these awareness in the teachings, connecting you to who we're connected to. We're connected to these beings. It's part of the guardians. It's part of who we are. The heritage is represented in many different ways. It's seen in many different ways, I mean. And they can look in different appearances. What I say at the beginning, there's probably millions of different cat species. Surely there's one that looks like a black panther. Surely there's ones that Well, let me show some other representations. Some of them will have blue skin. Some of them will look like tigers. Some of these Lyran cat people will look like cheetah. You know, different feline appearances. It's real. These beings are freaking real, man. It's in your in who we are. I mean, we're not purring like cats. We don't have whiskers and stuff, but it's something that's part of a reminiscent of, you know, an ancient heritage. We don't have to look like cat people to be Lyran Starseeds, homies. Okay? I mean, it was just my gift to be able to bring these representations and to bring these teachings. It's part of what I'm supposed to do. Are you guys getting these? I hope you're getting these. I don't want to be... Let me refresh my screen. Yeah, thank goodness you're getting them. I want to make sure you're getting them. Feline hominids. And you're like part cat, homies. When you add 9 more strands of DNA, you're going to look like some of these races. All right, some of these pictures. So I want to make a poll. I want to ask you guys, do you think you are a Lyran Starseed? Write it in the comments. I'm also going to do a poll, and you can tell me, Machiwa. And also leave a comment of what you think of my artwork, because I put a lot of effort into this, a lot of my creativity into this. It's very unique. At least I think it's unique. And so, bless these feline aliens. Bless Lyran Starseeds, homies. And by the way, I sell some of these in my Etsy shop. Not a lot, but if you see any of these that you want me to make a poster for you, this is a way to support the channel. Tell me the time code on the what time you see it showing up on the video. I will see the picture, confirm it with you, and make a poster. It'll be delivered to your door within a week. Mochiwa. I mean, also write in the comments if you've had visions or literal memories of feline cat people. Chicas. I mean, I don't know about you, but these beings are beautiful to me. Chas. This one's actually sold on my Etsy shop. This one's sold on my Etsy shop. Okay, yeah. Bless Lyran Starseeds. Bless Anuhazis. The 12D Christos avatars. That's what you're witnessing. These are the Christos avatar races. Oh, my Ewasir. Mokaya. You have memory. You have Lyran code. Vatos. Bringing those ancient bloodlines. I have literally hundreds of feline pictures. I won't go through them all. I just wanted to show you guys. Thank you so much. Bless you for hanging with me tonight. Machiwa. Yeah, baby. What's up? And I want to say, you guys, I survive off of your donations. I can't keep doing this without your help, honestly, sincerely. So please, you guys, I thank you for the small gift. Whatever you feel called to. $5? $10, $20, some people $50 or more. So please support this channel, you guys. This is how I can work 100 hours plus a week for you. This is all based on donations. I'm not charging exuberant prices. Look, we have 11:11 again. OMG. 11:11, average view duration, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. We got lots of ones tonight. 11s. Lots of 11s. And 11:11s and 111. So yeah, please you guys, please support this work. You can do a super chat online or send me a private donation through my PayPal link below. And another way to support this work is to become a paid member. You see the people with stars by their names, that means they're supporting this work. And so become a paid member, you guys, and you can come and chat on our Discord chat server, and there's a bunch of rooms in there. There's a bunch of links to symbol codes, to techniques, to video workshops. You get hooked up on this channel, Christos Avatar TV. So I met Ashiana Dean, and she's speaker 1. I met speaker 2 and speaker 3 in Phoenix in 2010, after I saw the Carrie Cassidy interview. So I got trained to teach Cathara in person, hands-on. So I was meant to do this. I went through the ordination, you guys. I have memories of my avatar self, of my Azurite self, of my Ascended Master selves, plural. I do this work full-time for you, to bring you this code, and you're part of that team. We're part of this movement. We're part of this Lyran awakening, brothers and sisters. So please support this work. I need you to help support this work, because this is my income. This right here is my job. My full-time job in service to all of you. Thank you so much for those donations, that exchange of energy. I do this work and there's an exchange of energy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. And we have Game Master became a member here. Machiwa Game Master, bless you, sister, bless you. Free White Dove, 10-month member, Emerald Order Teachings. Machiwa Holy Ones, thank you, Sarah, bless you, Sarah, for supporting this work. It means a lot, and I know you're a regular here. You're also leaving comments on my videos. Thank you for everything you do. It's definitely much gratitude, sister. and Lieutenant, also Holy One, thank you so much with your positive vibes. Thanks to you as well. It means a lot, you guys. This is how I do this. This is how I'm starting to be putting a blog on my website. My website has just been sitting there, but I'm going to start filling it up a few articles a week, for sure, at least. And as I get in the momentum, it'll probably be every day there will be a new blog article. It's not completely set up, but there is some articles there, but you can expect a lot more there. This will be more of my service to you guys, because sometimes a 30-second or 60-second video isn't enough information. But the blogs are going to be much more detailed, and they'll be available to anyone on my website. I encourage you guys to sign up. When I have my sign up link, check in the next week or so. I should have it there. I'm also going on a trip, though, at the first week of April, so I won't be active then. But after that, I'll be definitely active. Thank you, Enlighten. Bless you, Holy One. Indigo Wizard again. Brother, much respect. Thank you so much, Indigo Wizard. We're walking this path together, man. We're helping the consciousness together, And all of you who are part of this energy, this vibe, this culture, Lyran culture, Starseed Indigo culture, Machiwa, we're all part of this. We're all bringing a positive vibration awareness to planet Earth, bringing in the Christ consciousness, unity consciousness. Thank you, Indigo Wizard. Free White Dove, my Chiwa sister, big hugs. Thank you for being yourself, Holy One. Much gratitude. Thank you, Free White Dove. I know we can do this. We're doing this. Beautiful Tay in the house. Love y'all, brothers and sisters. Thank you, beautiful Tay. You're awesome, Holy One. Thank you so much for that help and encouragement. Thank you, Indigo Jamie Star. Bless you, Holy One. I appreciate you and appreciate you guys with your feedback as well. Okay, see, there's so much love in the house, but we do have some haters, right? I'm not sure about his previous messages, but I trust Indigo's judgment. If you guys have a problem, just write me and we'll talk about it. So Omageddon, if you don't agree, simply write me a message and we'll talk about it. A viewpoint. Anything on the Seraphied Gold Flame? That's the races. The main races coming out of the Seraphied Gold Flame are the Omicron dragons, dragon moths actually, the Odetocron winged reptilians, the insectoid, including the mantis beings and the great alien beings, including the bird people. And dinosaurs come from the Seraphied Blue Flame. So that's not tonight's topic. We're talking about the Blue Flame Anuhazi races, but just to answer you quickly, some of those are positive, some of those are negative, following the angelic Metatronic death science, the false creeds, entrapping humans, getting you on hierarchies, getting you to be worshiping ET gods instead of, you shouldn't be worshiping. We're not supposed to be giving our power away. So that's what's up with the Seraphim races. But there still is some positive races that don't go along with the draconian agendas. There's going to be families or groups or individuals who are not going to go the fallen path. And there's also been host matrices of some of those races. So obviously there is positive races, but most of them are fallen angelic. And so, I mean, think about the Blue Flame. Half of it is fallen angelic. So the Violet Flame there's no fallen races. The whole race, the founder races didn't fall. You're going to have exceptions because we have something called, Blue Flame, Emerald Order, Gold Order, and Amethyst Order. But there's also something called the Ruby Order, which is coming out of the Violet Flame that got distorted. Out of the Violet Flame distortions, you get the Great White Brotherhood. You get the Saint Germain crap. And so those are all going into the New Age. These are meant to be distractions, meant to be distortions. And you're going to be following practices like tarot that is teaching you not to go into your inner Christos, but to go into divination and external matrix sources like astrology, going out into the stars, which are aligned to occult symbols, aligned to these pagan gods who are ET gods, AI gods, or something other than God, not the real creator. And so it's very sneaky, very tricky what they do in religion and New Age. They get you to be worshiping and following something besides going inside yourself. Not worshiping, but going inside to your direct vertical connection to source. All of these spiritual systems saying that you're separate from God. You know, right there is a huge red flag. And for example, why does Billy Carson want to spend so much time on talking about beings like Thoth instead of teaching people about their own divine power? You don't need to be talking about ancient clay tablets and some powerful, angel or leader or whatever. And here's their teachings. Here's what Thoth is teaching you. When it's very clear that it's not teaching you to go into the innerchristos. You're not being empowered. You're being disempowered. Going to these pagan so-called saints or any type of being who's being lifted up, praised as someone to worship, someone to follow blindly, be subservient to, or because that's what all these new age systems are based on. They're about not going inside, not practicing these, like Cathara systems, or you're not using energy systems like fire letters or the Vecca codes, or they're teaching these instruments out here, these saints and gods out here. Okay? That's exactly what the Emerald Tablets of Thoth are doing to you. That's what those teachings are doing to you. You're not going inside into your own connection. It's demonized to go inside. You're supposed to go to the Lord or the Messiah or some sacrificed, mutilated Messiah. This is all fallen angelic. Red flags. Red flag, red flag. And to answer your question, brother, a lot of those red flags are coming from the seraphim matrix. Not all, like I said, but most of them are. Same with the Anunnaki, Jehovian Anunnaki, Inky Anunnaki, Enlil Anunnaki, certainly a million Anunnaki, Marduk, all kinds of Anunnaki races. Not just one. There's Syrian Anunnaki, who were once good, as you saw in the Voyagers book. They were called the Syrian Council. They were helping to build the pyramid. Anunnaki, positive ETs. The Ceres Egyptians were also ETs. The Hebrews were ETs. They're part Starseed Melchizedek, part Hebrew Melchizedek. Not the modern day Jews. I'm talking about the ancient Hebrews. And you saw the years the Sphinx was built. 50,000 plus years ago. The original ones. And there was reconstruction done, probably 20, 1,000 years ago. A couple of times it was reconstructed. Aligned back. Or aligned to a different, like the Alcyon, Palladian Alcyon planet. So, or now Andromeda. So there's been different alignments. But anyways, you guys, just think of this topic tonight, Lyran Anuhazi Cat People, as being part of the Earth, Tara, Gaia, Armatena heritage. Part of the human, angelic human, Oraphim, Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, and Lyran Anuhazi. Okay, this is our heritage. And it's showing signs, like I talked about tonight, in the ancient Egyptian religion and beliefs. They talked about these beings. It's not just something that's new agey. It's not just something that's weird and stupid or cartoonish, like some people with low vibrations projecting their low vibrations, their judgment, their hate, mocking people, making fun of people if they're talking about feline aliens. This is exactly the type of comments I've dealt with in my Lyran Anuhazi videos. You can go check on some of the older videos. You'll see people spewing this stuff. But you're aligning yourself with Christ consciousness, unity. You know how to not go down to their level. Instead, write a Christic reply. Christ consciousness, Christic. Christic reply, a guardian reply, a unity reply. We don't go to their level and use those old terms. Maybe we used to behave that way and talk that way, think that way. Not anymore. You go on a spiritual journey, you make changes, and now you're not aligned anymore with that old person, the old way. You don't have the same friends. I certainly don't. I have the same friends from high school, posting the same childish consciousness from high school, man. Hasn't changed since then. And those are the people you don't have you're no longer involved in your life. Maybe in your own family, your own biological family. Have nothing in common anymore. Because you're in the spiritual journey. They see you looking into outer space and thinking you're loony. You guys, there's a lot of 3D consciousness on Earth that you cannot reach. You don't have to. They're God's sovereign free. They're responsible for their own spiritual evolution. You tried, you offered. It's not dogma here. Let them believe in what they're going to believe and follow what they follow. And when they want to attack you in any form, physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, well, you put boundaries on those people in your life. You don't have them in your life anymore. Thank you for those hearts, whoever's been doing that throughout my life. So yeah, you guys, this is an important topic. And I just want to reach out and ask you guys, let's at least try to reach $100 tonight. Let me make that one of my goals. YouTube helps you reach a certain goal. I'll just say 5 more super chats. $5 or higher is good. That'll get me closer. Yeah. All right, you guys. I started the goal, so hopefully that will come in. If you guys have any questions, please leave your questions while we're waiting for that goal. I'll go ahead and browse for questions or comments. Game Master, for the Discord link, we can't put it in chat because not everyone's a member. But please send me an email. My email's below. And also, you can write me a message on Patreon or on Instagram or Facebook. And I wanted to say, you guys, that since I changed my channel name to Christos Avatar TV, all my older video links are broken. So I have to go throughout. It's going to take me time, man. That's hundreds of videos. It will take me a long time, so I'm going to do a little bit every day. But the most recent videos have the correct links, just so you know. But I have to go through all the old links, because I put links in all the live videos. I have to go back to all those live videos and change to the new links. That was the only con or downfall of changing the channel name, but I had to do that. So, excuse me. Machiwa. So I'm gonna put a poll. Let's put a poll. Start a poll. Do you believe that you're a Lyran Starseed? Just a straightforward question. Do you believe that you are connected? No, that's too strong. Too long, right? Do you believe you are a Lyran Starseed, or just connected to the Lyran homies? I know I am. I remember my life as a lion, as a feline, hominid, ET. I've seen it lucidly, clearly. Yes, no, or I'm not sure. And you guys, please also write it in the comments so it gets more activity going on and it gets the party started. Here we go. Yes, no, or I'm not sure. 88%, 78%, 77, 75. It bounces like this until it finds the medium. 67% say yes, I'm a Lyran Starseed homie. 60%. I think the person who asked about Seraphai Guardians was probably not a Blue Flame Lyran, but that's okay. It's not a competition or it's not a comparison. All Starseeds awakening are welcomed, right? Sir Madison, bless you, brother. Anuhazi, thank you for being authentic and genuine. Omni Love, GSF. Woohoo! Thank you, brother. Can't wait to meet you. You're awesome, man. Thank you for, I mean, you know you're connected to some of these bloodlines. A lot of you guys are awakening and finding out more about your own self. Stephen Oswald, brother, Holy One. Yeah, man. We got this. Thank you, man, so much. You're a blessing, Stephen Oswald. Glad you're here with us, man. I'm glad you're part of the Team Lyran, Team Indigo. 369. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. What's going on? Oh, he left a question. How do the Anuhazi help us? Well, this is, I don't know what you mean by help, because we help ourselves. And we are the Lyran Anuhazi. Remember? They're the 12th dimensional version. Your question is kind of like asking, how do we help ourselves? Okay? They're not coming to UFOs and presenting gifts, if that's what you're thinking. No race is doing that. You know, so that goes against, you know, what does Star Trek call it? The prime directive. Don't interfere with others' evolution. There's some wisdom to that. The Guardians don't interfere with your spiritual evolution. You can surely connect to them. And actually, there's a reference in here. Angelic realities. Let's find it. Let me pull it up. But 62% say you're Lyran. And there's 120 people here tonight. So right now. Let me pull up angelic realities. Let me find it first. Whoa, so weird. Let me put contact. I mean, they have a technique of checking what the different aliens are visiting. Here we go. It's in PDF page 93. So let me switch to the... it's very interesting to see this. Because maybe a lot of you aren't aware of it. So let me share it. Go to the PDF. If you desire subtle Emerald Order contact to begin, first of all, complete the Maharic Seal technique, of course, prior to initiating contact. Now, before you go to sleep, each night, as your last thought before falling asleep, repeat mentally several times, I am ready for Emerald Order contact now. I will remember contact on awakening. Several times. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Several times. I am ready for Emerald Order contact now. I will remember contact on awakening. I am ready for Emerald Order contact now. I remember contact on awakening. I am ready for Emerald Order contact now. I will remember contact on awakening. One more time. I am ready for Emerald Order contact now. I will remember contact on awakening. I'm just following the steps to this Angelic Realities tip. Keep a journal, paper, and pen next to your bed and write down any remembered dreams, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Repeat this process faithfully for 3 weeks without worrying about other contact exercises. Now, I would say you could even use an audio recorder. Even the phone, your smartphone should have a recorder device. If you're too sleepy, you don't want to sit there and try to write something, well, have something like an audio recorder next to your bed. After 3 weeks of step 1, reserve 1/2 hour each day to begin training the mind to a steady, higher dimensional internal focus. Use the following exercise. And then I won't go through it all right now, but it talks about visualizing the spark. Move it to the tailbone. Breathe, tells you how to breathe, how to focus on the third eye chakra, pineal gland, 7th chakra, crown. And then also always keep a journal. So this is in Voyagers. The physical book is page 61. The PDF page is 93. And make sure one of my moderators, you guys, please share Angelic Realities so you guys can get that for free and check out the rest of this book. This is actually a 112-page book. There's a lot of information on here. Very informative. I encourage you to check out this. It has a lot of things that Voyagers doesn't have. But it has some things that Voyagers has too. Even some things that Cathara has. So, just always trying to add value to the community. What's up, Holy Wands? We got one more donation, you guys. One more donation, and we'll reach that mark. $10 more, you guys. I know one of you guys can help with $10 more. Help me reach this goal. My Chiwa Holy Wands. Woohoo! Party time! My Lyran homies and soul stars says Machiwa Jedis. Yeah. Okay, I'll help you, Stardust Goddess. I'll get the link real quick. Angelic. What? It's not in my browser history. So I just got to look at the file name on my website. Files. Websites, Christos Avatar 2025, Angelic, where is it? This is like, what? Huh? I don't have it on my site? Well, gee, man, I'll just have to put it on my site right now. Okay, so that's what I'll do. So give me 30 seconds and I'll try to do that in 30 seconds. Let me see. Well, I was just there, right? I was just there and I'm finding KS text, KS videos, or KS Angelic Realities PDF. Put it in my website folder. It won't take much longer, guys. By the time I do this, someone else probably already posted it. Let me make sure there's no highlighting on this PDF. Some of you may not. Oh, there's highlighting in my PDF, man. Well, I'm going to put it online right now. This has a few highlights. So you guys will have a copy of it, and you can remove the highlights. Angelic realities. Okay. It's... What? Well, if this isn't figured out, then... One second, guys. I'm just trying to do service, man. That's all. 404 not found. I can't do it right now, so let's see if someone else did it. Did someone else do it? No, someone else didn't do it. But since no one else is doing it, oh, it looks like Stardust Goddess found a copy. There. Stardust Goddess found a copy in archive.org. Thank you, Star Sister. Yeah. Yeah, Cathara one's easy. All my moderators should have Cathara. And that's, you guys, for those of you who don't know, Cathara is part of these teachings. I will dance naked, Sir Madism. No. Party! Woohoo! We'll throw a party. How's that? Well, okay, so let me see what's the problem with this thing. I have my website up. 2025. What the shit? Get out of here. Preview. Angelic realities. What is the deal? I don't know. Sorry, guys. I don't want to hang you guys up because it's not telling me, and it is giving me an error. And I'm not set up to do a FTP. Did you guys get the Cathara link? Yeah, you got the Cathara link. Thank you, Stardust Goddesses on it. Well, we're not getting one more donation, so that's fine. But thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. The Lyran Starseeds is always important to reflect on. A lot of people connect to Pleiadians or Syrians or Mintakans, Orions, Andromedans. There's different alien races out there, different guardian races. But just remember, this is Lyran's planet. The Lyran race, the Anuhazi race's planet. We exist multidimensionally. We're a multidimensional race. And part of our higher version of ourselves, whether you connect to cats or not, homie, we're all feline hominids at the higher levels. All of us. Even if you're just a dog lover, you hate cats. There's a part of you that doesn't hate cats. That's a part of you that is a cat. Walking around, talking, tall. Like you see in the movie Avatar, they're taller than the little humans. So. Yes, we did it! Woohoo! Party time! It's good. Thank you guys. Bless you so much. Thank you so much. Much respect. Machiwa. It takes a lot of work, but I'm not like tired or anything. I just keep going. I am 54, so I'm not like perfect, excitement and energy, but I'm still working 100 plus hours a week. So most people only work 40 hours a week, right? And it's not like I'm rich or anything. When I'm still asking for donations, I'm not rich, you guys. And I don't have furniture in my house. This is one of the things that I have. I don't have a bed. I have one extra little chair that I found. I used to have a storage unit, and someone threw it away. I said, "Why are you throwing it away? I'll take it." So I have this chair and that chair. That's my only furniture. I'm not rich. That's what I'm saying to you. This is an ice chest right here. What I used to be homeless and I had in the back of my car. I've upgraded to a truck because I need that served me better. My TV monitor is not on a table; it's on a display unit. Those white plastic display units. You store stuff. That's my furniture for that. So I'm not wealthy or anything, but I'm still working 100 hours a week. Thank you guys for that donation. Thank you, Tay, for that. You're awesome, brother, because that was 2 for you. Beautiful Tay in the house. Game Master. All right, we did it. Machua. Thank you guys so much. I don't know about you. I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I usually fast until around 4 or 5 o'clock p.m. But when I do a live, I have to wait 3 more hours later. So I did fast a whole day last week. Before that, I fasted 2 days. I almost made it to my 3rd day, but sometimes you check your body. You check and see if you need what you need. So I didn't need a 3rd day, but every now and then I will. It just depends on what's going on in your life. If you got a bunch of dark shit going on in your life, you guys, negative things, I would suggest you consider fasting as one of those healing aspects. And I'm trying to stick to a diet. I'm not perfect, but I am eating alkaline right now. I shared my alkaline electric chili with Stardust Goddess and Celine. I don't know if they're trying it, but I love it. And I tweaked the recipe. I put, first of all, there's a bunch of tomatoes in there. There's bell peppers, like green bell peppers, red bell peppers, and but I added carrots, zucchini, or cucumber, celery, and of course there's garbanzo beans or chickpeas. So this is healthy. That's it. There's no meat in there. It's just vegetables. And it tastes delicious. I put some, different seasonings. Salt, garlic powder. No, not garlic powder. Onion powder. Sorry, you don't put garlic on there. That's not actually alkaline. I heard garlic can eat your cells. It helps you, but it also does more than that. It's too aggressive, too strong. But chili powder, and man, it's not in front of me, so I don't, I'm trying to call them off. Sweet basil is one of them. There's a red one, I can't remember the name, but it's a few seasonings. And it tastes wonderful. I haven't got tired of it. I keep eating it. Sometimes when I don't feel like cooking, though, I don't have nothing else, so I eat some can of soup or something. It's horrible, I know, but sometimes, like I said, I work 100 plus hours a week. That's my priority. I'm working. I can't cook right now. Okay, fine. I'll sacrifice that. You guys, don't beat yourself up if you can't be perfect. If you got to tweak something, or if you got to eat a fast meal even. Don't beat yourself up. You're not going to become an alien creature, a ghoul or a goblin, just because you skipped something. You got to have some room for flexibility. And you got to leave some room to party. I don't have much time to party, though, but I suggest you guys find some extra social hour, go have some fun, and do some exercise. I can even do more of that myself. But, I have dumbbells that are just sitting there, but I know how to work out. There's a leg day, a shoulder day. Shoulders. This is shoulders. Biceps. Either dumbbell curls or even hammer curls, or this is also getting the traps. Pushbacks or I didn't mean traps. The tries. The traps are like more like this, and I used to work out, so I'm very familiar with that. I just, I used to be one of those guys go to the gym 4 times a week, and I really did have a shoulder day, a leg day, abs you don't have a whole day for. You just do that throughout the week, But anyways, that's one of my tips is to, even at our age or younger age, you should always be active in your body. I sit here so much, but I got to be more active, and I always encourage you guys to be active. Get some sunshine on your skin sometimes. Do sun gazing sometimes. Go into nature. Go for a walk. It's important. And you don't want to be one of those senior citizens who are feeling horrible. I look at my own family, my mom, my dad, my sister, they're all having horrible body issues, health issues. Why? Go on a clean diet, be active. Consciousness and your body is important, not just the spirit, but the body is a temple that holds that spirit. So be mindful of taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. Take care of yourself. Practice these techniques. Do the mentor technique. Do you even know what that is? No? It's in the Cathara PDF we just gave you. Do the Mahark Seal technique. Also in the Cathara. Excuse me. You're going to learn how to do breathing techniques in Cathara, biospiritual healing. You're going to learn how to work with fire letters, work with Vecca codes. Do Cathara 2, 3, 4. There's PDFs and video workshops for them all. If you didn't know it, if you're a member of my avatar or higher, you can get the Cathara workshop, but it's also a bunch of articles in there. But we also give you a bunch of videos for free. There's a channel on BitChute. Indigo Wizard knows it. Maybe some of the other moderators knows it. You will have plenty of work to do, plenty of information to study, plenty of techniques to learn. There's no excuse, you guys. 2025 should be your biggest ever year of awakening. The biggest, homie. Maybe you had some big awakening 5 years ago, 2 years ago. 2025 should be your biggest year of awakening. Thank you for those hearts, Holy One. Give me a kiss. Mwah, Holy Ones. What's up? Thank you, guys. And it looks like we got some last minute donations there. This is how I keep doing this, you guys. Indigo Wizard? Wait, let me refresh. I gotta refresh the screen. Because we went like a little bit farther than my goal. My Chiwa Holy Ones. Thank you, brother. You're awesome, man. And yeah, it looks like shout it out, right? If I missed a shout out, you guys let me know. And if you have questions, let me know. Write me. And also let me know if you like white candles only, or is the red candle okay for you? I would love your input. I don't mind, but this has a different energy than the red candle. I'm just saying. I feel strongly with my Lyran roots. And I love cats. And I've seen it, this heritage in action in my personal spiritual journey. And so we don't have to relate to just it being cats, you know. Just know that Lyrans in general, we have this mission to help Earth and to help humanity. So there's different attributes, but just realize that it is the blue flame heritage. It is coming from the founder race called Anuhazi. There's millions of cat people, you guys, different kinds of species and races. Maybe I'm not talking about the one you're familiar with, but this video and the one in the Voyagers books is about the race called Anuhazi in the 12th dimension, while humans are in the 3rd. There's a big leap. We're called incarnates. Above us is the angel level. Above that is the archangel. And above that is the avatar. That's how far up the Lyran and Anuhazi are. Thank you guys for joining on my live. Thank you for helping me reach my goal, members and donators. And please check out my other videos. This is non-stop work here at Christos Avatar TV. So take a look at one of the thousands of videos that I have on my channel, and more soon to come. Shaddai Hure Akuntan. Shaddai Hure Akuntan. Shaddai Hure Akuntan. Blessings to all of you Starseeds, Indigo children, Lyran Starseeds. All Starseeds, all Indigos. We're doing this work together. We're bringing this frequency in as a group, as a team. We're bringing in the real Christ, Christos. Christos Founders Race. Thank you guys. Bless all of you. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And that will be probably that's my last live before my trip. And so I'll tell you all about my trip next Saturday. No, I'll be at the event on Saturday, but on the following Tuesday. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday or the following Tuesday. Bless all of you in your journey. Bring in that Christ light. Bring in that Christos consciousness. Bring in unity. You know, put boundaries on the trolls of your life, and welcome and encourage other like-minded people into your journey. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you. I'll see you soon. Namaste. Machiwa. I am Christ, our holy wands.